So, very good morning, all of you. This is the ninth lecture of the series Mathematical Method, and today we are going to discuss the very important topic, that is multiplication of a vector. So, in a previous classes, we discussed addition, subtraction of a vector. So, there is a condition for that, that is the two vectors are of same type. So there are some rules, right? That is triangle law of vector addition and parallelogram law of vector addition. Some formulas are there to find out the addition of two vectors. So here, now we are going to discuss the vector multiplication. Vector multiplication. So for that, you all know that if two scalar quantities are there, if there are two scalar quantities, then the product of these two scalar quantity is a scalar quantity, right? So example, if 2 multiplied by 3 is equals to 6, so 6 is also a scalar quantity, right? Similarly, if a scalar quantity is multiplied with a vector quantity, then we got a vector quantity, and the example of this is force, that is F is equals to mass into acceleration. F is a vector quantity and mass is a scalar quantity, and acceleration, right, is a vector quantity, right? So scalar quantity and vector quantity के बारे में आप लोगों को पता ही होगा कि स्केलर क्वांटिटी क्या है। वो क्वांटिटी जो फिजिकल क्वांटिटी जिस क्वांटिटी को डायरेक्शन नहीं होता, ओनली एंड ओनली मैग्नीट्यूड होता है, और जिस क्वांटिटी को एक्सप्रेस करने के लिए मैग्नीट्यूड के साथ साथ डायरेक्शन की जरूरत होती है, उसको हम बोलते हैं वेक्टर क्वांटिटी। और वेक्टर और स्केलर को दिखाने के लिए हम कुछ अलग तरीके यूज करते हैं, ठीक है। तो वेक्टर अगर लिखना होगा तो उसके ऊपर हमको बार लिखना चाहिए, ठीक है। तो जब हम इसके ऊपर बार लिखेंगे तो ये वेक्टर क्वांटिटी, तो मास इज अ स्केलर क्वांटिटी, तो इसके ऊपर बार नहीं होगा। सो ये सब हमने पिछले लेक्चर्स में देखा है। तो ये दो कंडीशन है। तीसरी कंडीशन, थर्ड कंडीशन, इफ वेक्टर मल्टीप्लाई विथ अ वेक्टर, if vector quantity multiply with a vector quantity, then sometime we get a scalar quantity, right? We got a scalar quantity, right? And if we got a scalar quantity, then it is called as scalar product, then it is called as scalar product, right? तो समझ में आया, जब दो वेक्टर को हम एक साथ मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो जो प्रोडक्ट हमको स्केलर क्वांटिटी मिलेगी, तो उस मल्टीप्लिकेशन को और उस प्रोडक्ट को हम बोलेंगे स्केलर प्रोडक्ट, राइट? तो एग्जांपल क्या होगा? एग्जांपल, सो वर्क डन इज इक्वल्स टू फोर्स इनटू डिस्प्लेसमेंट, राइट? सो वर्क डन इज इक्वल्स टू फोर्स इनटू डिस्प्लेसमेंट। दिस इज द example of scalar product. And fourth, if vector quantity is multiplied with a vector quantity, then sometime we get a vector quantity, right? तो जब हम दो वेक्टर क्वांटिटी को कभी मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं तो स्केलर क्वांटिटी मिल रही है, दो वेक्टर क्वांटिटी को हम मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं तो एक बार हमको वेक्टर क्वांटिटी मिल रही है। कैसे? तो हमको हमारे पास एग्जांपल है, टाउ बार इज इक्वल्स टू एफ बार क्रॉस आर बार, राइट? सो दिस टू आर द मल्टीप्लिकेशन, राइट, ऑफ अ वेक्टर, and sometimes we got a scalar quantity and sometimes we got a vector quantity. So there will be some difference, right? So sometimes we got a scalar, sometimes we got a vector. So we have to represent this product by some putting some symbols in between these two quantities, right? So here, if a product is a scalar quantity, then we put a dot, and it is also called, and therefore it is also called a dot product. It is also called as dot product, right? It is also called as dot product. So if two vectors are multiplied and the result is vector quantity, so this product is called as vector product, and it is also called as and it is expressed in terms of cross, right? Putting a cross in between two vector quantities, and therefore it is called as cross product. Cross product, right? So there are two types of vector multiplication. That is, first is what? Scalar product, and second one is what? Vector product. तो समझ में आप लोगों को स्केलर प्रोडक्ट क्या होता है, वेक्टर प्रोडक्ट क्या होता है? जब दो वेक्टर्स को हम मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो हमको क्वांटिटी मिलेगी स्केलर. एग्जांपल क्या है? फोर्स मल्टीप्लाई बाय डिस्प्लेसमेंट इज इक्वल्स टू वर्क डन. फोर्स मल्टीप्लाई बाय डिस्प्लेसमेंट इज इक्वल्स टू वर्क डन. उसी तरीके से अगर हमने पावर ले लिया, पावर इज इक्वल्स टू फोर्स multiplied by velocity. Force multiplied by velocity. This is also one of the examples of a scalar product, right? So this formula is come from this formula, that is power is equals to work done upon time. Work done upon time. So work done is nothing but force into displacement upon time, right? And you know that displacement upon time is what? Velocity. So F multiplied by V, and these two quantities are vector quantities, and the product of these two vector quantities is a power, and this power is a scalar quantity. So this is another example of scalar product, right? So on the basis of this, there are two types of vector, that is two types of vector multiplication, that is what? Scalar multiplication and vector multiplication. Scalar multiplication and vector multiplication. Now first of all we move towards the what is meant by scalar product and what is formula to find out the scalar product, right? So first, scalar product. Scalar product. It is also called dot product because we put a dot between two vector quantities, right? Because this is also multiplication. The two multiplication are different. Because sometimes we got a scalar, sometimes we got a vector, right? On the basis of that, there are two types of vector multiplication. First is a scalar. If two vectors are multiplied, then the product is scalar, then it is called as scalar product, or it is called as dot product. Why it is called as dot product? Because we put dot between two vector quantities. It is represented by a dot, right? And therefore it is called as dot product. So what is the definition of dot product then? If the product of two vectors, if the product of two vector quantity, product of two vector quantity, if the product of two vector quantity is scalar, then the product is called as scalar product, or it is called as dot product or dot product. And what is the example for this? So F bar dot S bar is equals to W, right? So this dot represent, it is a dot product, right? So another example, that is what? P is equals to, or we can say F bar dot V bar is equals to P. F bar dot V bar is equals to P. Power is equals to force multiplied by velocity. Now how to find the magnitude of a scalar product, right? How to find the magnitude of scalar product, right? So if we have two vectors P bar and Q bar, and theta is the angle between these two vectors, then the scalar product of these two vector quantities is P bar dot q bar, p bar dot q bar is equals to magnitude of first vector and the magnitude of second vector, and the cos of theta, means what, angle between these two vectors, right? So this is the magnitude. This is the formula to find out the magnitude of a scalar product. So what is the formula? P bar dot q bar is equals to pq cos theta, where theta is the angle between two vectors, so this is the formula to find out the magnitude of a scalar product, or it is called as dot product. So what is the formula? P bar dot q bar is equals to pq cos theta, where theta is the angle between these two vectors. So we take some examples on that. So examples. So what is the formula for find out magnitude of scalar product? P bar dot q bar is equals to pq cos theta. Where theta is the angle between two vectors. So here we have a bag, right? So this is the handle of the bag. And we put a force of 10 Newton in this direction, right? So this is the bag, right? And we will put a force of 10 Newton in this direction, and bag displays in this direction, right? 2 meter, right? If not 2 meter. So what is the work done? So work done is equals to F bar dot S bar, and what is the formula to find out the magnitude of this? So Fs cos theta, and theta is the angle between these two vectors, that is F and S, right? So this is what S is equals to 2 meter. So what is the angle between these two? Is 0. Is what? 0. Because force and displacement are in a same direction. And therefore the angle between these two is 0. Then Fs into cos of 0. What is F? 10 multiplied by what is displacement 2, and cos of 0 you know that is 1. And therefore 20 joule is the work done during this process. So work done is equals to 20 joule. So here another example we take, that is this is the bag and this is the handle, right? So here F is equals to 10 Newton, and here is the displacement, S is equals to 2 meter, right? And the angle between these two is 60 degree. So here is also work done, right? So work done is equals to F dot S bar, F bar dot S bar. So what is the magnitude of F bar dot S bar? That is Fs cos theta. Substitute the values. What is F? F is 10, displacement is 2, and cos of 60 degree. And what is cos of 60 degree? Cos of 60 degree is equals to 1 by 2. And therefore 10 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1 by 2. So 2 get cancelled, and this is what? 10 joule. So work done is equals to 10 joule, right? So in this way we can find out the magnitude of a scalar product. So आई होप आप लोगों को ये समझ होगा. ठीक है। तो वेक्टर मल्टीप्लिकेशन के दो टाइप्स, दैट इज व्हाट स्केलर प्रोडक्ट और इट इज कॉल्ड एज डॉट प्रोडक्ट, एंड सेकंड वन इज व्हाट वेक्टर प्रोडक्ट और इट इज कॉल्ड एज क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट, राइट। सो दोनों भी मल्टीप्लिकेशन ही है वेक्टर के, लेकिन दोनों मल्टीप्लिकेशन अलग अलग है और इसी के वजह से उन दोनों को हमको अलग अलग दिखाना पड़ा, राइट। तो एक को मल्टीप्लाई किए तो हमको वेक्टर क्वांटिटी मिल रही है, बराबर, यानी दो वेक्टर क्वांटिटी को जब हम मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं तो हमको वेक्टर क्वांटिटी मिल रही है, बराबर। और दूसरी बार जब हमने दो वेक्टर क्वांटिटी को मल्टीप्लाई किया तो हमको स्केलर क्वांटिटी मिल रही है। तो इसी के वजह से हमको वेक्टर मल्टीप्लिकेशन के दो टाइप्स बनाने पड़े और उन दोनों को अलग अलग तरीके से एक्सप्रेस करना पड़ा, ठीक है। सो in the next class we discuss about the characteristics of the scalar product, right. So thank you.